Hello, welcome to yet another cube. We opened Sword of Fire and Ice. I think it's a stronger card. It keeps our options open. What else is there, right? There's Slaughter Pack, Gifts and Given. Not really that many strong cards outside of Sword of Fire and Ice. Now I think 2 cubes ago we had Sword of Fire and Ice, or was it the last one? It was the last one. And I just finished it, by the way. So hey, what do I know, right? And we got one of our 2 equipments once. But I am gonna pick up Sword of Fire and Ice here. Probably want to pair it with something like green or white. Probably want to pair it with Geist of Saint Draft, which isn't that bad. But Bitter Blossom is probably a bit better, just because it generates a bunch of tokens, doesn't commit us to 2 colors. Black is creature heavy. Like obviously we're passing up like Garruk, Garruk, yeah, basically Garruk, Geist, Baleful Strix. Pretty good cards, but I think Bitter Blossom is a really solid card here, especially if you already have an equipment. I really like Yosei, but I think Skin Render and Hex Mage are a bit better. Like Skin Render is pretty good in black, so let's pick it up. Probably better than Hex Mage and the other card. I even forgot what it was. That short-term memory. But yeah, Sword of Fire and Ice and 2 creature generators. What do I want to see in one of my packs? Like, what is the absolute nuts card here? Usually you pair like... I don't like pairing black with white. That's a given. I don't know why, I just never had much success with those kind of decks. So I assume I don't want to do that. Blue doesn't have that many power creatures compared to green, which does. And Harmonize is actually pretty solid there. So I think pairing it with green is a bit better, because black then is your removal, while green is your big creatures, which you want. Blue has like some tricks, but I think green is a bit better, but it seems overdrafted here. Given that the fact that Harmonize is in here should mean that green isn't that overdrafted. There's a cut, but I think given that I went green, I have to go with the Geist over the cut. Cut is pretty good, but I'm gonna go with the Geist. Let's stick to my guns. And then of course we get Young Pyromancer. We already drafted this card twice, had it in our deck once, and so far it hasn't been successful. Just because we couldn't, like, maybe Bio is better to have like a splash possibility. This probably wheels, so let's just pick up the Bio. Then we get Wall of Blossoms, which is meh. There's Diregraph Goal, which is an aggro card, which is probably the better pick here. But we can't go turn 1 Diregraph Goal. Well, we can because we have Bio. There's also Corda Calling, but this only gets a green creature. And a creature card. Green Sazent only gets. I think Diregraph Wall is still better than Wall of Blossoms, given the deck we have drafted so far. Might regret it in the near future, but I think this is still the correct pick. This seems to be the correct pick, like a 2/1 trample, discard a creature card. This card effect isn't gonna do much, maybe Mesmeric Fiend is better. Yeah, probably Mesmeric Fiend is better, just to have like a discard effect on my opponent and be really aggressive. Lolet Troll or Lotlet Troll or whatever the name is exactly is likely to wheel, but impossible because there were only 7 cards left in that pack after I passed it. So nothing is gonna wheel because the player right next to me is gonna get the last card out of it. Which probably isn't a troll either. Maybe you want, like, I haven't really thought about this, but maybe you want to pick like those double colored cards if they're in their core pretty highly, just to make sure no one else jumps into it. Like, Lotlet Troll probably isn't the card, but like if it was a Maelstrom Pulse and you pass it, like a guy that's already green might jump into black because of it. Hornet Queen wheels. Is it better than Slaughter Pact? Given that it generates a bunch of tokens. think we're gonna have enough late game creatures. Maybe we just want Lodestone Golem, but given that we're green, let's go with the Slaughter Pact. Graveworm Muse is still in there, Nazumi Shortfang is still in there. I think Graveworm Muse drawing cards is always nice. It's a 3/3 for 4, which is fine. But it's mostly used for drawing cards, and we already have one zombie. So yeah. We might even pick like more zombies, although I wouldn't know which one I really want. Bloodghast would be okay. Vampire Hexmage is in here, as is Phyrexian Rager. I think Vampire... that's the other card, of course. I think Hexmage is a bit better. It has first strike. The problem is that it costs double black. No, it's okay. Pick it up. Treetop Village is the better card here. It's gonna replace the forest. Vorad Stronghold is okay. Might even play it. Although very unlikely, because this card does not generate any card advantage. It basically just puts creatures back on top. Miststalker is okay-ish. Seems more likely that the point to my left is something with the Teetering Peaks, and compared to the Miststalker, like if he's red, he's always gonna be able to use the Teetering Peaks, but it's very unlikely to be the 3 colors. That was a previous cube. I was like, goddammit, why did it swap? So we have Jit, another good equipment. Like we have Boreal Druid, we have Arena. There's not much else in the pack, but I don't think I can pass up a Jit, given that I'm gonna go creature heavy. It's a really good equipment. So let's slam it here. Hope Arena wheels. And then we have Skull Clamp as well. There's Rancor, which I wouldn't mind, but that's about it. It's Bloodgift Demon. Coalition Relic, but again, good equipment to have, especially with something like Bitter Blossom. We have 3 equipments now, don't really want anything else. As equipment, we just want a bunch of really good creatures. And that's about it. Like we basically have 7 creatures, because Bitter Blossom, you know, you can count it as a creature. So now we do want some token generators. Deranged Hermit seems fine. Not sure what else. Like the on-morph one is there as well. Blastoderm, Rude Awakening. Phyrexian Metamorph probably is the better pick. Like Blastoderm is fine, but you can't even equip it. There's also Lacerator, which might be better than a Metamorph. Nah, probably not. This is more likely to wheel than this. This is a pretty good card. Pick it up. There's Polychronos. There's Ink Eyes, but that's a sick drops. I think Polychronos is a bit better. We're not that tied down to green. Like we only have Harmonize and Strangleroot Geist. So maybe if we want to jump into another card, now's the time. But I think Polychronos is a good enough green card that we want to pick it up. It's just a really good creature. It's a big threat. It's a 5/5 for 4, which is good enough. The monstrosity is decent. The downside or upside sometimes is that it's legendary, so I can't metamorph it. There's a bunch of things I can't do with it, and I actually was considering like, yeah, Phantasmal Image is good here, but I forgot that obviously I only play metamorph because I can pay 2 life. I think Gatekeeper is okay, but I'm gonna count like a 5-drop probably. Seems very unlikely that I'm gonna be able to cast it turn 3. There's Paints here, which seems fine. It's probably better than Disfigure, Flinthoof Boar, or Everflowing Chalice. Not much of the other cards are gonna be run. And drawing extra cards with Jits, giving me life later on seems fine. Still, as said, I'm not really tied down to green, so if I open like a really bomb card in another color, I can jump into it, or just go mono black if I really want to. I don't think the Obliterator wheeled. I'm not too sure about that. I think we opened it and then didn't wheel. There's Snuff Out, but there's also Troll Ascetic. Troll Ascetic with equipment is solid. Is a solid card. Snuff Out is fine, but I think we can't pass up a troll there. There's Tombstalker, Dark Ritual, and Necropotence. Tombstalker seems a bit better. given that it's a flyer, which we currently don't have. Necropotence is an okay card, but I think Doomstalker is a bit better. It obviously doesn't work that great with Painseer, but that's about the only card so far. And a 5/5 flyer for cheap mana cost later on is pretty nice. And people look at it as like 8 mana, but Delve mechanic is really broken. Like this card, I used to run it in Legacy with Dark Confidence at the side. Like 4 Dark Confidence, 2 Tombstalkers. Obviously I ran 3 since it's Divining Tops, but the card is just so good. Doesn't matter, you're often gonna get it for like 4 mana or something. Let's hope the Lacerator wheels. Friction Arena did wheel though. Obviously picking it over Sinkhole here. Having card draw is always nice, as said before. We already have 19 cards and every single one of them seems solid enough to be playing. Let me think about some things. How good is Skullclamp? Skullclamp is fine. Like, we obviously can't equip it on Hexmage, Geist early, and Mesmeric Fiend, but we can use it like on Bitter Blossom tokens, generate, draw a bunch of cards. We already have like 3 cards that deals our damage, us damage, 4 even, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are gonna deal ourselves damage. So we're gonna need a bunch of life gain, probably more than Umuzao yet. But the damage isn't that much. Bitter Blossom is 1, Arena is 1. Grievous Muse is 1, sometimes 2. This is a vampire or something. Shaman, so it's not a zombie. These aren't zombies. What do you want? So Bloodgift Demon wield, probably playing it even. Like, is it better than Rancor? Probably not. It is a flyer though, 5/4 flyer. Yeah, seeing that we have 3 equipment already, I don't think I need that. The Serrator wheels, I think I'm gonna pick that over the other black card. So yeah, another card that's gonna deal us damage, but at least we can control this somehow, and it's a 5/4 flyer. So already 2 big flyers. I have no clue why they shows this art. Like, isn't it reprinted in another version? I'm not sure. Just give me black borders. Why is this? Ah, okay. Like, this looks white border, but isn't. It obviously isn't. So yeah, now my deck is black board with a single white board. That's terrible. Why, deck? Why? So Stronghold works together with Hexmage, Gatekeeper, Geist with Skullclamp, I guess. Metamorph. But that's about it. I don't think I want to run it. We still have an entire pack to go, so we'll see, of course. We might as well not play green, right? Nah, just kidding. Urborg is obviously a fine card to have, because now we can go like turn 1 for Treat Up Village, turn 2 Strangleroot Geist, or turn 1 Bayou, play Diregraph Call, turn 3 play Forest, Strangleroot Geist, turn 3 play Gatekeeper with Kicker. How broken is that, man? Pretty broken if you ask me. So want more 1 and 3 drops, I guess. Probably even some 2 drops even, because here we're probably gonna hate Brimstone Volley. Don't really think Armageddon is gonna do that much against us, seeing that we are usually the aggressor, or should be the aggressor. Why is Arena in front of Swords, or behind Swords, seeing that I picked it later? Is it like non-creature creature equipment or something? Flint of Boar is fine, it's a 2/2 for 2. Never gonna control a mountain, but well, you don't know. Like, if I pick up a Taiga, I might even play just in case for this. Like, it seems unlikely that it's gonna punish me. Mirror Entity last pick, really. No, so creature, that doesn't make sense. Like, Flint of Boar gets added here because it's green, I guess. So instead it's blue, black, green in order, alphabetically. Blue, black. No, that doesn't make any sense either. So there's Negatol, but there's also Cobra. There's Twilight Mire, but I think Cobra is a fine card. It accelerates me, it's a nice 2-drop to have. Primeval Titan isn't that great here. Twilight Mire might wheel, Tanglewire might wheel, Necrotal might wheel, but I think Cobra is the better card here. Let me go over it just to be sure. Probably is, yeah. So it is a green card though, so we are a bit committed to green, but the card is good enough on its own. These are 23 cards, by the way. So if you pick some other cards up, we have to start cutting. Pilgrim isn't really what I want. Him is an okay card, but it's not a creature. Still better than this though. Let's see. Is him better than Mesmeric Fiend? That's a question. And then we get Dark Confidant. Obviously can't shut down the damage we take from Dark Confidant, but it's okay. It's so I don't think we play him, and maybe we got like one of these cards now because we pick up Dark Confidant and Pains here. Don't really have that much removal. Maybe we don't want Graveborn Muse, given that we have Bloodgift Demon and Tombstalker. Maybe we don't want Tombstalker. I think Messenger is fine. We can go greenless, but then we get an Overwhelm Tracker, which just shows that's out of the boat. Like Overwhelm Tracker is probably good enough to run there. Maybe we want to cut. Yeah, we're probably gonna cut Flint of Border. So these are 25 cards. Still need to cut 2. I think Tombstalker is gone and Graveborn Muse seems gone. Although maybe Phyrexian Arena is worse than Graveborn Muse because it's not a creature. But it not being a creature might be better. Gerald's Messenger might also not be the card we want. It is a zombie, so it works together with Graveborn Muse. We get Knight of Infamy, which is also a pretty good card. Just because it has Pro White, it has Exalted. So it bumps these drops. Yeah, that's another card that's gonna deal me damage. I want less cards that deal me damage. So I think Phyrexian Arena is gone. And probably Graveborn Muse. And we're heavy on 2-drops. Maybe not even Metamorph, like keep this in and cut a Metamorph or something. Just because it cost me another 2 life there. Yeah, this deck is very suicidal. Just gotta hope we kill our opponents before we kill ourselves. Gerald's Messenger, how good is that gonna be? So we have 3 zombies. Right? Yeah. Living Death, huh? Might play it and put it in the sideboard against a removal heavy deck and bring it in then. Don't think I want to main deck it, given that we play Pains here and Dark Confidant. But if we are forced to go to a more late game-ish deck, I think we do want Living Death in. And maybe Living Death is worth running, but then I think we need to cut a bunch of cards. Never gonna run Death Cloud. Opposition is a nut. Shouldn't still be in here. Just gonna hate it and say goodbye. Necrotal is obviously an okay card, but I don't think I can pass up a Twilight Mire here. Probably one of the better fix we can have because we're gonna be heavy on the black and we're gonna need double green a bunch. So this allows us to get double green in a single land. Overrun is okay, but another card I'm not gonna run. So these are 23 cards plus 4 lands already. How good is green actually? None of these cards appeal to me. This is probably the better card. We haven't seen that much green. Experiment 1 is an okay card. Might even play it. Wildfire is probably good against me. Probably run Experiment 1 over. Well, again, it's a green card, so probably not the best card out there for me in turn 1. But then Geist isn't that great either there. Pum 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 pum. Let me think about things. So our curve is pretty low, which it has to be. We're just gonna be outdrawing our opponent, out-temping our opponent, and then hoping to get there. Converted mana cost, please. So yeah, let's put Gatekeeper at like a 4-drop. Although we can put it at 3-drop. And Strangleroot guys should be a 3-drop then as well. Wall Tracker is just a nuts card. Tombstalker is pretty good. Like, we want Tombstalker in Living Dead, I think, but and Metamorph maybe, but it's pretty hard to do so because of Painseer and Dark Confidant. Lotus Cobra is gonna fix somewhat of our mana. It's gonna be like we can power out a Graveworm Muse, power out a Polychranus, some kind of fix. But like maybe we don't want this in and rather have Living Dead, just because we're this cheap. Now it's a 2/1 that it can attack. I think this is fine. We just add basic land, see what it suggests. 5 forests, so then we have 8 green sources or 7 green sources. And 1, 2, 3, 11. I think we want like 12 black and 6 green. $11 black, how good is that gonna run? Urborg makes all forests swamps anyway. Twilight Mire is the best fix we can. Yeah, this is fine. I'll see you guys in round 1.